In India, a student realizes what they actually want to do after completing their engineering degree. 1,50,000 students enroll themselves for engineering every single year, and out of them, only a small number of students actually get the job that they really want. And the worst part is that they didn't opt it for engineering because of the passion, dreams, or the job. They opted because everyone else around them was doing the same thing. And if I'm being honest, I was one of those students. 4 years back, I opted engineering not because it was my passion, not because I dreamt of becoming a software engineer, but because at that particular time, all my friends, all my colleagues were opting engineering, and I didn't have much of an option. So I did it because everyone else around me was doing the same thing. And from being the guy who opted engineering just because of the pressure from the society, to someone who actually found their true passion and is running a 5-figure marketing agency presently, I want to talk about this journey, the process, the mistakes, the lessons I have learned. And if you are someone who is pursuing something in life, but you feel like you are meant for more, you feel like that this is not it, this video is for you. In the first year of college, I was just a regular kid, doing the classes, completing the assignment, making sure that the 75% attendance criteria is met. And over the period of time, I started noticing that every day in my life started to look like the exact same. And I was following the same set of activities every single day. And there was this small voice in the back of my head that I always used to question me. Are you even getting closer to the dreams you have? Are these activities actually going to take you forward in your life? And the answer was no. But I always used to suppress those voices. I always used to not listen, ignore those voices in my head. But later down the first year of my college, I finally acknowledged that voice, and I sat down with a piece of pen and a paper and started to find out the reason why I am feeling that in a certain way. What is the main problem behind this? And what I believe in life is everything starts with the realization of the problem. If you are pursuing anything in life and you have this voice in the back of your head that tells you that this is not your story, you are meant for more, please don't ignore that voice. If you want to change anything, the very first step is identification of the problem. If you are not aware about the problem, that you have a certain problem, you will never get to the solution part. So I want you to listen to that voice, acknowledge that voice, and sit down and find out the main reason why you are feeling that. It's a sign for you. By the time I got into second year of college, I knew that I had to start something of my own, something that gives me the feeling that I am actually reaching closer to my dreams. But the problem at that time was I had no funding, no knowledge, and zero experience about any of this. But I had this idea about a fashion community platform called Fad. And the next thing I knew is I started working on this idea. And for an entire year, we put everything into it, our effort, our time, all the money that we have saved, everything, just to realize that it was a massive failure. And that was the lowest point of my life till now, because I was sitting there and thinking that this is it. I'm not meant for entrepreneurship and this is not my cup of tea. But little did I know at that time that all these failures were the stepping stones toward the success, toward the dream that I always dreamt about. There are two lessons that you can learn from my mistake. And the first lesson is that if you have no knowledge, if you have no funding to invest in your startup, and if you have no audience that will actually buy your product once you launch it, and if you have none of those three things, I will not recommend you to start a product-based business. And the second lesson I want to talk about is we worry so much time about failing certain things. We stop ourselves from trying just because of the fear, what if it doesn't work out? But what if you change your perspective into thinking, what lessons will you learn even if your startup fails? What kind of version of yourself you will become because of that failure? How much knowledge you will acquire because of that failed startup? So start thinking in that direction and don't stop yourself into starting something that you always wanted, just because you are afraid, just because you have this fear of failure. Because without failure, you will never reach that success that you always dreamt about. So start the damn thing. And after that failure, I realized one very important thing. I don't need another world changing idea. I just need to become a more valuable and skilled version of myself. And that's exactly what I did. At that time, marketing was something that always interested me. So I started investing time into researching about marketing, how businesses make money. And I got into Google Ads. I learned the skill of Google Ads for months. I just logged myself in. I didn't care about the college examination. I didn't care about the parties, the trips. I just logged myself in and started learning that skill. And once I learned that skill and felt confident that I can provide value to the people, but I faced another problem. That was communication skill. And what I believe is that no matter how much skilled person you are, if you don't have the knowledge to communicate, if you don't have the skill to communicate with other people, pitch your services, sell your services, you will never be able to make money. So sales was the second thing I started working on, my communication skill. Every day I used to record myself in the camera for 30 minutes and I used to practice all the sales tactics, all the different kind of objections, whatever my client would ask me. I used to practice that every single day for a few months. And then finally, when I combined a communication skill with a technical skill, I started making money. One client came in, two clients came in, and today we have a small team. And if I want to end this video with a message, that message would be, it's okay to try and fail different things in life, but it's not okay to never try at all. Because my story has always been this. I was never the most skilled person. I was never the luckiest. I never came from a wealthy family background. I didn't have any kind of leverage. All this journey has been just about failing, and learning. So it's okay if you fail different things in life, if people laugh about your failures. But the important thing is that you will learn from those failures. So if you are in your 20s and you are stopping yourself because you are afraid to fail, don't do it. You never realize that the failure that you are avoiding is actually the stepping stone toward the success you dream of. So with that note, I want to end this video.